Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of A Pilot's Life. This is A Pilot's Life Chapter 2, because it's the second version of A Pilot's Life that has come out here recently. And we are flying our continuing intro career here for Endeavor, which is a Delta Connection CRJ flights basically for us. And flying in the CRJ 700. Today's destination, according to our flight plan, is Bangor, Maine. So we're going to be going up northbound today. We're sitting here at LaGuardia, and it is a dreary morning. Oh my gosh, it's like it's just a little bit before 10 a.m. local, and it looks like this. So yeah, we're gonna get out of this nasty weather here and get on up to Maine, where hopefully it's a little more sunny. So we'll see here in a second. We've got the ground power connected to us. The cockpit stuff is turned on. We just need to go inside and get things set up so we can start loading the passengers and get on our way. So let us do that now. And if I click on the right, there we go. Okay. And once again, the weird camera stuff, I'm guessing if I hit this, it's going to go, oh no, it's going to stay in the cockpit now. Of course, it never ceases to amaze how it doesn't cooperate. Alright, so let's see, is it 0? Yes. Got to remember my view commands for this airplane. Going from plane to plane is always different. So we have ground power and ground air connected at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and open the cargo doors, the main passenger door, and the guardrails are down because we have the jetway in place. Wheel chocks are on, and we're going to go over here to performance and perform our loadout. So we're going to go ahead and look at our flight plan here real quick, and I will bring that up. Always have to remember what the proper command is here. There we go. We got it. And so we're going to bring up our flight plan here. This is our operational flight plan as presented in SimToolkit Pro. This is done by Simbrief. And so you can see here the pertinent details of our route here. LaGuardia, Merritt, HFD, PUT, ENE, and then Bangor. I don't know off the top of my head what those VORs are. Otherwise, I would say them. Not as familiar with the East Coast as I am on the West Coast. So, flight level 370 today. Top to climb winds are 150 at 28. The ISA is 4 degrees warmer than it normally would be. Estimated time en route is about 56 minutes, 353 nautical miles total, and an estimated true airspeed of 467. So that is not accounting for winds. Our ground speed will be that, or assumed that, plus or minus whatever headwinds or tailwinds we get. Passengers, we're taking 47 people today, 2,515 pounds of cargo. That is mostly passenger bags and maybe a little bit of extra stuff, but probably mostly just bags. And fuel is going to be 8,571. Reserve fuel 692, and a takeoff weight of 65,030 pounds. Landing weight presumed to be 61,568. So we're going to take all that information and we're going to come over here to the tablet in the plane, and we're going to get that all set up. So we have, we can just do this actually with 47. We're almost there. 47 people right there. Cargo was going to be 2515, and so my standard with this usually will be, I'm going to go ahead and put, I think I'm going to put 2,000 in the back. Whoops. 2,000. Oh, whoops, I got to hit enter, I guess. 2,000, enter, here we go. And then we'll put the 515 up here. 515. And I'm just, again, you're looking at the max that each one can carry, and so I kind of distribute, kind of quasi according to that. So just, it's kind of a guessing game. I mean, obviously, if our CG goes way out of limits, then we'll edit that. Block fuel we need today is 8571, and so I'm going to type that in here, 8571, and we'll enter that. And so you can see we're already below our max landing weight, which is good, so we don't have to worry about any of that today. We're not very heavy, so we'll get off no problem. We don't have to worry about burning a certain amount before we get to Bangor. Easy peasy. So we come down, and we're going to look at our maximum, let's see, zero fuel weight is 56959. I'm going to compare that with the flight plan, and that number matches exactly, so that's perfect. So we're just going to go ahead and say set payload in the simulator, and it moves it, and then we hit it again, and it moves it back. Again, I don't really know what's happening there. I don't know if that's moving adding the payload, and it's ignoring the fuel. Well, no, it's going up, so I don't know what's happening with that. But every time you got to hit it twice, otherwise it's annoying. So, all that to be said, we are loaded with the correct fuel and the correct payload now for the sim. And we're going to say flaps 8, it's dry, it's gloomy, but it's not raining. And so that gives us a V1127, VR128, 138 for V2, and a V2 plus 10, 148. And this is like a clean speed, I believe. We're going to go ahead and set all. That just sets the bugs for us. We don't have to worry about that. We're going to go back to the aircraft menu here and go back to the front of the aircraft. A few more things I want to do before we start loading the passengers. We want to get the aircraft set in a state that is ready for them. And so we need to do a few things to accomplish that here. And so first I'm going to do is take care of my lights in the cockpit, just because I want to make sure that's all done prior to. We do need the emergency lights armed before the passengers come on board. We're going to take the no smoking sign to on. We'll leave the seatbelt sign off until they're boarded. The window heat will go to low. There we go. Let's see, dome light, I'm going to put on, it's not going to really do anything, but I'm going to put it on because it's gloomy. Let's see, what else we need to do. Nav light needs to be on. And that's all done. The air conditioning system is off because it's being artificially pumped in at the moment. We'll turn that on when we get the APU going. We'll do that when they're closer to being done boarding. And we'll get I'll get our lights taken care of down here. A little bit of flood. Gotta get the mood lighting just right, you know, it's important. Can't fly an airplane without good mood lighting. That's just what it is. It's just what it is. And we'd be remiss if we didn't do a first officer side. Since he's not here to do it for us, we have to do it for him. And it just looks lopsided if we leave it alone. So, there we go. That's all taken care of. And let's go ahead and close those guys off. Okay, so the aircraft is now in a state that is ready for passengers to board, so we can do that now. So, there's nothing to do on the aircraft. This is strictly for using the PACX program, or PACX, from TFDI, which is a program I enjoy using for these flights. So it is loading up on the other screen right now. You can't see it. I'm going to drag it over into the primary window here in a moment. There we go. So this is what the little dashboard of this thing looks like, and we're going to go over here to the menu and start flight. And in career mode, we're going to select Endeavor. We're still a cadet, apparently. LaGuardia to Bangor, just verifying the information here. Cruise altitude 37, that's correct. Flight time 56, time until takeoff 23 minutes. Say next. We have a kind of a view of our aircraft here and kind of seeing what the loadout's going to look like. CRJ-7, 47 people. Our aircraft are very nice. They have Wi-Fi, but it's a CRJ. There's no in-flight entertainment system built into the back of the seat, so sorry, Charlie. We're going to say next, and it's under an hour. I don't even know that we're going to be able to have time to do that, but we definitely don't have time to do that, so we're just going to check that. No customs are required. We're staying stateside. We're completely domestic. We're not continuing this flight on today, so we're not going to mess with that. Custom safety brief, we don't need to worry about that. So we just hit start, and you can now hear the passengers begin to board. We have an expected departure countdown there, the passenger satisfaction. I can actually go into here and watch them come on board the aircraft, and they will take their seats as they get their luggage loaded up. It's kind of a cool little thing. If you're bored and want to watch that, you can actually click on individual passengers, and if you can catch them, stop moving. There we go. So this is Cassie White. She's a female. She's traveling for leisure. She's not hungry. She's not tired. She's not seated. Now she's seated with the seatbelt off. Not thirsty. She's happy, and she's 23. Just kind of a cool little immersion extra that you could, query and find out about your passengers. Is kind of cool. We're going to leave that alone because we got things to do here in the cockpit to set up. So put that away. All right. We're going to come down, and first things first, we're going to start the alignment for our initial reference system. So we're going to click those guys to nav. We are verifying that the parking brake is on at that point as well. And let's go down here and set up our FMC. We're going to check our date for our current active database, April 21st through May 19th. That is correct today. At the time of filming this, it is May 13th, so we are still in the current database. This cracks me up. The world. I'm sure it's an abbreviation for something, but I just seeing that for the first time. That's funny. And then you can see actually today's date right there, 13 May 20. Oh my gosh. Oh, I've got to fix this. Keep forgetting about that. The PACX updated. Now the speaker systems are all funny and it's not coming out the right places. And yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. Position it. We're going to go to KLGA. I mean, we are at KLGA, so we're going to put that there. We're going to take our current position and stick that in there. Go to our flight plan and KLGA. Whoops. KL. Why can't you click?
Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. You are free to use your portable electronic
that guy, the click spot for this guy is just impeding on that a little bit. That's annoying. KLGA. Oops. Oh, crap. There we go. No! Yeah. Okay. KBGR is Bangor. And Boston is our alternate.
We're ready to go when you are.
That was a very fast load time. My gosh. Okay. All right. I need to change that to like realistic and see how long it takes. Okay, so that's good there. We're gonna go to departure arrival, and the winds right now in LaGuardia. Actually, there's an ATIS here because we have ATC departures on. So let's find out what they're doing. It's information Mike. Winds are 060 at 15, 10 mile viz. Few clouds at 1400, scattered at 23, scattered at 15,000. Temperature 18, dew point 14. Temperature 3027, ILS runway 4 approach in use, departing runway 13. Okay, so 13 is our departure runway. We're going to do that. And we're actually not taking a SID. It's I think it's just the LaGuardia departure because our first waypoint is Merritt. So we're just going to select runway 13 and go to execute just so that way it locks that in. And then we're going to go back to flight plan here, next page. And we're going to put in Merritt as our first waypoint. But I need to find the... There it is. Okay, Merritt is our first. M-E-R... Is it IT? Yeah. IT. There we go. Merritt, and then we go direct to HFD. HFD. From there, we're going to put PUT. PUT. I feel like Put was the capital city of somewhere in ancient Bible times, like Samaria or something. And then ENE. I'm going to look that up now because I'm fairly certain that is the case. And that's the end of that. And there's actually no star for here either. So we're just going to pick we're going to execute that. And we're going to go and assume a arrival runway. So I'm going to go and look up the current ATIS for Bangor. KLG. No. Stupid. BGR. And there's only there's only one runway. It's 1533, so it's about figuring out which one we're going to take. And it looks like it's going to be 15 based on the winds. 170 at 16 gusting 22. Yeah, we definitely want 15 for that. So we're going to go... Oh, it took us back to that. Okay, there we go. Arrival. And we'll do ILS 15. We got a Yankee and a Zulu. Let's see what we should take here from Simbrief. I gotta load the flight plan here into a Sim Toolkit Pro so I can bring up the charts. Let's go back and I'll show you. Oops, not that one. I'll show you how we select these. So we're looking at actually this one only shows the ILS Yankee. Interesting. We don't have a chart for the ILS Zulu? Huh. I guess we're doing the ILS Yankee then. That's interesting. I wonder why we don't have a Zulu chart. Strange. Okay. Normally what I would do, sometimes the difference usually is just minimums, but sometimes it can be, especially with the RNAV, there can be routing differences, and so depending on where you're coming from, it's more advantageous for one than the other. But we're just going to go with the Yankee, so that solves that problem. ILS 15 Yankee, and we're just doing vectors, so we're going to say execute. I'm going to go to our legs page, and we're going to check the legs. Next page, We do have a discontinuity after E&E, and that is fine because we may have ATC there. There was ATC on in Boston Center when I looked, and they may still be there, so we don't want to kill that. We may have to do some things. So we'll leave that alone. That's fine, and that's all good. So we're going to go back to... Actually, I'm going to go back to flight plan and go perfinet. There we go. And now we can put in our data from the flight. So we have 47 passengers. And we have 2515 for cargo. And I cannot type. There we go. 2515. There we go. And cruise altitude 37,000. I think this one you have to put the whole thing in. And our fuel is 8571. 8571. I'm going to go with the fuel there, and that gives us our numbers. We're going to execute that. VNAV should be fine. 250, 10,000, 18,000 transition. That's all good. We do want to come over here and turn our VNAV helper on, and then we go over to our legs page again, and we're good to go. All right. So that is the FMC setup. We need to get our APU started here, so let's hit that.
Kennedy traffic, 1452, established on the localizer, throttle ILS, runway 4 right approach, 10 mile final, Kennedy traffic advised.
And that says open, so we can now start the APU. Starting the APU. And while we're starting said APU, let's go ahead and prep for our pushback here. This is done through a toolbar pushback here from Microsoft Flight Simulator. It works pretty well most of the time, but you know, every once in a while it's a glitch. But for our purposes, usually is fine. So I'm going to go right there. We're going to enter that, and that's ready to go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Let's go ahead and close up our doors. So we're going to go ahead and remove the jetway. That should back away here. And as that's happening, we can close the door and close and close.
With service to Maine. Our flight time will be roughly 56 minutes. Please note the cabin door
seatbelt sign is now on.
Make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large
and we're going to put the beacon on as we're going to be starting here pretty soon. Air conditioning coming on.
Verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seat backs must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Kennedy traffic, JetBlue 1452, 5 mile final for ILS, runway 4 right approach.
All right, we do need to get our clearance because we do have ATC online here. So that is going to be done through LaGuardia departure 120.4 today. So let's do 120.4. There we go. And we're going to get ready to write this down. LaGuardia departure, Endeavor 5438, looking for clearance to Bangor.
Bangor? How about Bangor? Endeavor 5438, you're cleared to Bangor via LaGuardia 7 departure, radar vectors merit, then is filed. Actually, let me correct that. Cleared to Bangor via the Tennis 6 departure, radar vectors merit, then is filed. Climb via the SID, expect flight level 37010 minutes after departure. Departure is with me and squawk 1007, please.
All right, cleared to Bangor. Tennis 6 departure, merit transition that is filed. Climb via the SID. Departure is going to be with you and squawk 1007 for Endeavor 58 something.
Endeavor 5438, your readback is correct. Push and start your discretion. Current information is Mike. Expect runway 13 for departure. Call for taxi holding short of taxiway Alpha at Zulu. And I may have to go with very short notice. And if I do, I will most definitely let you know. But I'm waiting for a plumber. I have a leak in my bathroom, and he said he was going to be here. He called and said he'd be here in 30 minutes, but that was an hour ago.
Oh, that sucks. All right, yeah, no worries. We'll push at our discretion. We'll plan for runway 13. We'll call holding short of Alpha at Zulu. And we do have Mike on board for Endeavor 5438. Thanks.
You're welcome. So, well, listen, he's getting better. I called him on Saturday. He said, okay, I'll try and be there by Wednesday. I'm like, okay, Wednesday works. So, yeah. And today's Friday, so.
Someone needs a calendar.
The contractors up here are brutal. And let me tell you, he's my buddy that lives on my road. He lives literally like half a mile from me, and I still can't get him to come do plumbing work.
Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry, man.
I know. It is what it is. Lufthansa 293, New York sent us offline. Radar services terminated. Assume all navigation. Frequency change to prove. Unicom 122.8.
All right, we're going to get ready to push here, so let's go ahead and hook him up. Request push.
Cockpit to ground. This is ground.
Lufthansa 293, did you get that?
Switching to Unicom and wishing you all the best for that water problem. Goodbye.
See you, man. Have an awesome day. Enjoy your flight.
10-6. Okay, so he moved us over to the 10-6 departure.
The bypass pin is installed. All doors
So we're going to update this here in a second. So it's not the LaGuardia, the LaGuardia 7.
You may lift.
And that's fine. So while he's doing that, let's go ahead and update that. We're going to go departure, arrival, and we're going to do the 10-6, runway 13.
We're cleared for start and push.
And let's just make sure we still have next page. Then there we go.
Brake.
Yep, perfect. That's good. And let's release the parking brake.
Please release parking brake.
Oh, my chocks are still in place, aren't they? My bad.
Parking brakes are released. Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence. It will start in the sequence.
Alright, one of these guys. Let's see, this one, 3B. This should be on to auto. No, 3A. That'll give us brakes. Okay, so we're starting the aircraft engines now. We're going to go engine start. And we need to make sure the fuel boost pumps are on.
My friend, November 794 Juliet Sierra. You have no audio, but expect ILS runway 4 for arrival. Cross Dennis at or above 1,900. LaGuardia altimeter 3027. Call for clearance when established on the ILS.
There we go. We got volume now. Citation 794 Juliet Sierra. Copy. We'll continue for the ILS runway 04.
And let's get our transponder here, 1007.
And say again your reporting requirement.
When established on the ILS. I may have to go, though. I think my plumber might actually be here.
Yeah, all right, go get your plumbing done.
Because my dog's barking, but we'll find out in a second.
Okay, we're established on the localizer, runway 04 for citation 794 Juliet Sierra.
Citation 794 Juliet Sierra, wind 060 at 15, runway 4, cleared to land.
Runway 4, clear to land, citation 794 Juliet Sierra.
There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Good grief.
Alright, and now we'll go ahead and start number
Alright,
1.
that's not him. It was a false alarm.
Awesome.
Let's make sure our transponder is showing. Yes, we got mode Charlie. Perfect. So we have a at or above 3,000 at Jutes and a max of 220 knots. So we want to make sure we don't exceed the 220 knots at Jutes, and then at above 5,000 at tennis. Otherwise, it's just a normal looking departure there, and then vectors to merit.
Remind you that this is a non-smoking flight, and that includes vaping. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is strictly prohibited by law.
Alright, it wasn't a false alarm. The plumb is here. Everybody off to Unicom 122.8, and sorry I have to leave in such a rushed fashion. You know I normally try my best to stay with you guys.
We'll see you. Good luck.
Man, Endeavor 5438, you get that, Unicom?
We got it. Good luck with the plumber, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Sorry that I'm taking off on you guys. I feel really bad, but I gotta get this leak fixed.
Totally understand.
Take care, guys. Enjoy your day.
Alright, so we're on our own again. Why stop doing that. I hate that. Okay. All right. So we're going back to Unicom. Let's do that. 122.8. There we go. All right, over to Unicom. We're going to arm the reversers. Flaps are coming down to 8. We're going to take a check of the flight controls here. Left, right, forward, backward, left, right. That's working. We're going to arm the nose wheel steering. And we're about to be late. Alright, taxi lights on. And we're going to put the logo light on because it's kind of dreary out here. And we want to make sure the probes are on as well. So probes are now on. Everything else should be good to go. We can shut down the APU. The rest of the hydraulics can come in. And then we'll hit the SOV before we take off. We'll let that spool down. Alright, and transponder is set. The barrow is
Cabin
set.
is secure. Ready for departure.
Wonderful. Alright, here we go. LaGuardia traffic, Endeavor 5438 is taxiing runway 13. LaGuardia. That was painfully bad. Why is my... Oh. Why is my tiller not working? That's obnoxious. Okay. I thought I had that set to... I don't know why that's not working all of a sudden. Okay, we're going to go up here. It's a bit of a long taxi because we got to go all the way back down to the other end of the airport, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. That is the runway there, so we're going to go here. We'll try to do a bit of a fast taxi. Make up for some time here. I'm curious why my tiller is dead, though. I thought I had... Yeah, what the heck? Where's that setting at? Is that over in here? Did something die? That's instrument, no. Oh, I know what the problem is. Okay, hang on. Shoot. Okay, we're gonna fix that in a moment. I'm not used to, so in P3D and God, what the hell? In P3D and stuff. Texting me for dumb things. In P3D, well, not yeah, in X-Plane too. The control profiles follow the aircraft. So at least with FSU IPC and in an X-Plane, they even can track that too. So you don't have to worry about resetting your controls every time. Well, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, there's nothing that detects the aircraft you're flying and adjusts accordingly. So right now we're set on the 737 stuff, and so I think that's why it's goofy at the moment, so we need to fix that. Set it for CRJ. The controls are relatively similar, so they're not too different, but...
Your traffic, good morning, good afternoon. WE698, 44 arrival on runway 4 at LaGuardia.
Okay, so he's coming in 4. We're going to have to cross 4, so we want to be careful of where he's at, lest we have problems. I don't see anybody on my TCAS, but I don't know for sure my TCAS is working correctly either, so... We're going to go over to Bravo. I thought I was on Bravo. Apparently I was on Alpha. And this next is going to change now to Papa. LaGuardia traffic, Endeavor 5438, crossing runway 4 at Papa, LaGuardia. I don't see him yet, so I think we're okay. Alright, strobes come on for crossing runway, and we'll leave them on at this point. Actually could be close to on time, but I think we're going to lose it a little bit with the changing the controls over, because we're at like 48 seconds to roll to be on time here. So, and LaGuardia traffic, Endeavor 5438, clear runway 4.
LaGuardia traffic, W698. We're on 10-mile final for runway 4. LaGuardia.
Alright, he's 10-mile final. I can probably get off before he goes, if I can do this quick. Alright, so we're going to go to the controls here real quick. And I got to switch these over to Sear. Yeah, they're all in 737 at the moment. Keyboard. No, just CRJ. That's what I want. The mouse stays where it is. This one goes to CRJ, and this, I can stay where it is. Joystick should be, actually no, joystick should be this, and the TMCA yoke should be, actually I guess it can be 737, I guess I didn't really update it for anything. I'm not sure what the difference is there. So we'll say apply and save, go back, resume. There's my tiller. Alright. And LaGuardia traffic, Endeavor 5438, lining up, taking off runway 13, departure to the north, LaGuardia. Okay, landing lights are on.
LaGuardia traffic, W698, short final, runway 4, LaGuardia.
Short final, okay. Let's go. Toga. Let's rotate. Forget they don't call it out. Gotta do it myself. Ooh, breezy. Pause the rate, gear up. Set climb power. don't want to bust the 220 knots, so we're going to bug that to 220. Let the aircraft accelerate a bit. And we can go flaps 1. Bug up to 10,000. Probably not 10,000.
Northwest 44.
37.
South 44. Southwest 44.
Hey, we're up on top now. It's nice and clear up here.
Yes. Hey, good afternoon, sir. I've just said I'd like to see your new 737-700.
Please say again?
I'd just like to tell you, I'd like to see your new 737-700. And just to let you, I'm behind you by 5 miles. And I see that we're both going into Boston.
Yeah, thanks for the, warning down. Okay.
Yeah, if anything, I'll let you know. If anything, what I'm going to do. But I'll just give you first preference. If anything, I'll divert to give you some. Alright?
Did Boston Center go off?
Okay, thanks.
Oh, they did. Yeah, so we had Boston Center earlier. We don't anymore. All right, we're past our restrictions.
LaGuardia traffic,
so...
W Airbus clear runway.
Or no, we're not.
LaGuardia.
Tennis. Oh, yes, we are. Yeah, there's 5,000 above. All right, so let's go ahead and bug this up to. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and bug this up to 300 because we're about to pass 10,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the
Okay.
galley or near the level.
So flaps are up. We can go ahead and disarm the reversers. We don't want those to accidentally come on during flight. That would be bad.
We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners.
And we're in nav mode, and we are tracking up.
And LaGuardia traffic, Challenger Echo Charlie Lima is ILS runway 06 LaGuardia.
There we go. All right, now we're set for 37. Oh, you know what? In our control thing, we forgot to close the SOV for the APU, so let's do that. See it closing right there? It's kind of a cool shot. Get some wing views here. Alright, and, oh, that's right, because we were vectors, so now we gotta go direct merit. Stupid thing, okay. Direct to merit. Execute. There we go. Alright, vectors to merit, and we're on flight path now. That's fine. It's all fine and dandy. There is transition altitude, so we come down here. We got to right click it first for some reason. I still don't know why. Doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. Turn you off. Check our overhead, make sure nothing is set incorrectly here at the moment. Seatbelts are on, all the lights are on. Oh, we're above 10,000. We're gonna get dinged for that. Probably. Losing experience on a pilot's life. What happens when you get distracted? You have ATC and then you don't have ATC and your control malfunctions and you lose the sight picture. Oh, what? You don't get to make these. Okay. So at the time of recording this, the new 737 from PMDG has now been out for almost a week. It came out this past Monday. It's Friday the 13th now, and it has been amazing to fly. Did a first kind of look stream on Monday after it came out. Did a kind of official 2 flights on Wednesday on the stream. And it is a joy to fly. It's so cool. It's really exciting to see some really nice aircraft coming into Microsoft Flight Simulator, pairing with the amazing visuals. It's fantastic. So we're gonna be. I'm looking forward to finishing my my route with the CRJ, and then I'm gonna be trying to apply for some airlines that fly the 7.3 or the MD-80, because we got that in here too. The MD-80 is another really cool bird by Leonardo, and that one I consider that to be a bit of a sleeper aircraft. It is highly study level. Some of the textures in the cockpit are not quite as fancy clean, I guess maybe some people would care for. I honestly don't really notice that it's a big deal. It actually kind of makes the cockpit look a little bit more weathered to me, so I think that's kind of cool. But if you really want to be picky about it, I guess. But I mean, you have to be picky when it comes to that. But no, it is a it's a lesser known study level, but it's PMDG level when it comes to systems integration and flight handling and all that stuff. So it built-in ACARs and the whole business. So if you've never considered the MD-80, it's a cool bird, and it's a different aircraft. So it's cool. So we're going to be looking for an airline that obviously the flights in that aircraft are a little bit more fictional, since no one's really flying that anymore. That they've all been retired, except for other parts of the world for the most part. But we can still fly the fictional aircraft here, and with airlines that did fly it up until not that long ago. All right, we're over Connecticut at the moment, heading to HFD, which I think is Hartford, actually, now that I think about it. That would make sense, the Hartford VOR. I want to verify that though, because I don't know if that's what it is. But it is. It's the Hartford VOR. HFD. Let's see. And Putnam is the Put VOR. And Kennebunk is the is ENE, Echo November Echo. And that is our last waypoint. Then we're basically direct to the field. We'll have to do a little bit of a vectoring for ourselves on that one to get us into position. So should not be a problem. Passing 30,000, well 31,000 feet actually. So 6,000 feet to go to cruise. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to back off the speed to 280 because I don't want to fly on the bleeding edge for the climb. It'll make our final climb rates super slow. So we're going to use that extra energy to our advantage and finish up our climb at about 280. Which it has reverted back. What the heck? Oh, it switched over to Mach, that's why. Okay. Yeah, so Mach 0.77, that's unfortunate. Stupid thing. So there's 32, 5,000 feet to go. Trying to find what the magic key command is to go back, because you go the showcase camera, which is this, which is essentially drone and fixed, and then if I hit the toggle to go to back to the cockpit, which is this, and then hit, and see, now it works. So what's the, half the time when I hit the view after that, it takes me back outside again. I don't know why. I can't for the life of me figure out the code. Okay, that. Now it's working good. See, I talked about it, and so now it's going to work. You little jerk. Insert, let me do wing view. Insert that. See, now it went over there, so I have a feeling if I hit, see, it goes back outside now. So why did it do that? What is the secret? Alright, insert. There we go. That view. That's an insert. Okay. It's going to go outside again. Yes, it is. So whenever it goes back into the cockpit in a weird view, that's your hint. Like, it's not coming back to there, it's going down like that. But then I can't figure out what I should hit to make it not go back at, like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Alright, we're coming up on top of climb here. I guess we could take the seatbelts off. That would be nice for the passengers, I suppose. Is that this guy here? They're not going to have much time out of their seats, but they'll get a little bit.
Off the fastest seatbelt time. So snap it up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when needed in case of unexpected circumstances.
Alright, so I'm going to set this back up to Mach 0.8, and we're getting close to that. We'll back the throttles off here in just a moment as that's coming in. Go into manual mode. We'll just find where the throttles want to sit to kind of naturally be where they want to be. We're coming up on the Putnam VOR. According to the flight plan, top of descent should be shortly after the Kennebunk VOR, our last VOR. So, but I'm going to do a little bit of maths to verify that. I want to make sure that's right. So our last, from that VOR, that last VOR there, no, don't do that. Stop it. Try to, stop. Where is my flight plan? Here we go. Let's see. From Echo November to Echo, we've got 100, let's say 124 miles to the field. And if we look at the ILS Yankee for 15, oh, why are we? Do we have a wind shift? Why are we turning? You just cut in the corner? Oh, it's cut. Oh, we're really zoomed in. That's why. Okay. It's like, excuse me. All right. So, looking at the ILS Yankee, the point at which it's going to send us. In fact, we can look at our flight plan here and see. Yeah, IKEXE 3000 at or above. So that's kind of the point we want to aim for. Is that doing a UMaine? Okay. Yeah, UMaine is the final approach fix at 2100. There's a circle to land, or not a circle to land, but a procedure turn at IKEXE. We're not going to really need, because the direction we're coming from, we can just kind of come in and intercept. But if we needed to do it that way, we could. We're not. So really we're looking at an issue of, let's call it 100, and because it's actually going to go a little bit beyond the field, we'll call it 124 miles, and we need to be down to 3,000 by that point. So the way we figure that out is we use the rule of 3. Okay. Anyway, so we use the rule of 3. The rule of 3 basically says that you take the difference in your altitude for where you are, where you need to be, and you multiply that by 3 to give you a rough sense of your descent distance needed. So in our case, we're going to 3,000, but we're at 37,000. So basically, take 37 and subtract 3, and that gives us 34. So you would take 34, multiply that by 3, and it gives you 102. So theoretically, you would need about 102 miles of distance to do a descent. Now, I usually pad that because that rule of 3 depends on what your actual ground speed is. So if you think about that, you're talking about you're basically looking at how fast you're covering the ground over that amount of time and what it takes to do. So if you think about, let's say, a 2,000 foot per minute descent rate, that means for the 34,000, if you divide that by 2,000, that's 17 minutes. So how fast are you going in 17 minutes? How many miles are you covering in a minute? So if you're covering 3 miles a minute, or if you're covering 8 miles a minute, that changes the equation of how fast you're going to go down. So we can look, for instance, at our ground speed now. Now our ground speed is going to change as we get further into the descent. So the descent is going to start fast, And once we get to, say, 10,000, we're going to slow it back quite a bit. So that's why it's not strictly a constant number, and you wouldn't want to just use this or you'd end up descending way too early. So we're going 467 over the ground right now. So if you divide that by 60, which is, you know, number of minutes, because that's 466 knots per hour, that's 7.78. You could round that up to 8. That's about 8 nautical miles every minute. And if it takes us 17 minutes to descend, 8 times 17 is 136. So you see, by that equation, we wouldn't be descending soon enough if we went 102. But when we get down to 10,000 feet, and a little bit before then, we're going to slow that back. We're not going to nearly be going 466. We're going to be closer to, you know, 350, and eventually down closer to, you know, 270 over the ground. And so that will change that. So it's not an exact. It's a rule of thumb. It's an estimate. So I usually at least pad it by 10. So if it's 102, then we would call it 112, and we're generally in the neighborhood. And that's, again, assuming we're going down around 2,000 feet a minute. That generally works pretty well. So that is how we do that. So the main takeaway from that is if our airport is 124 miles from E&E, well, we're not going to have anything telling us exactly how far we are from the field. Well, we might be able to just look at the FMC, but we can also calculate it by our distance from E&E. So if it's 124 and we need to ascend at 112, well, we got to be 12 miles from the from E&E on the backside of it to start a descent, or somewhere in that vicinity. So 12 miles after we pass the station. I believe we can also look down here, though, and just go to progress, and it should tell us well, that's strange. Why does that think we're 68 miles from Bangor? That's not right. That's not right at all. How is that the case? Yeah, that really does not make any sense. I'm not sure I understand what's going on here. Okay, well, I don't like that. Yeah, that's very strange. I wonder if it's all out of sorts because we have a discontinuity here, and so it's freaked out, maybe? I don't know. That's very strange that would be giving us... Because what happens when that gets to 0 and we're not there yet? Because it's going to happen. Because we're only 45 miles from Echo November Echo, and then we have another 124 miles to go to the destination. That's not right. Yeah, that's very strange. I'm not sure. Well, I'm kind of curious to kind of keep an eye on that and see what happens now. But if nothing else, you see it has our last VOR here. We're climbing. We're 63 miles now from put, 64 miles. So we could just wait till this says 12 when we're coming from E&E. And we do it that way. But that is strange. 'Tis very strange. Alright, and so we're going to go ahead and start our descent on down now. So we're going to go select that down to 3, and we're going to go vertical speed, and we'll pull the throttles back to 2,000 feet. So we begin our final descent, or initial descent, I guess, out of 37. Let's get a updated METAR for Bangor, or Bangor, however they say it. I'm not really sure. So I'm showing 170 at 13, so the gusting is done, so the winds have eased up a bit, which is nice. Still favoring runway 15 though. 10 mile viz, few clouds at 25,000, temperature 24, dew point 15, altimeter 3016. So the weather is a little bit nicer here in Maine, although it is a little bit on the warm side. But 24, what is that, 80s? Trying to remember my Celsius conversions. So we're going to try to keep our speed closer to 280 here, so I'm increasing the throttles a little bit. I don't want to go too slow too early, or our descent takes forever and we end up being late. We got 19 minutes and 30 seconds for us to get on the ground. That's when we're expected to land. And if we don't do that, we get penalized by PACX because they get angry that we're late. Heaven forbid. Making sure we're set to 3,000 and not something stupid like 3,100 like it was. I'm going to move my little speed guide there a little bit. Again, it doesn't do anything because it's just a easy way to kind of glance and go, yep, we're in the pink, then we're on speed. Because there's no auto throttle in this. You don't really want to use the speed descent. It's not really designed to do it well. You're better off only using that for climb. I recommend using the vertical speed mode when you're descending. And you can see actually here we have the TOD snowflake right there, and that's showing us we're a little bit above what it's saying the path should be. It's saying we could fix that by increasing our rate of descent. It's not off enough for me to care, so I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on it. So we're doing okay at the moment. You can also fix that by slowing it up too, because remember, if your rate of descent is constant, in other words, you're 2,000 feet a minute, then you can either change that by increasing your rate of descent, so you increase your, to 2,500 feet a minute, or you can slow the aircraft down because now over that same minute you're not going to cover as much ground, and therefore you're increasing your rate of descent in a sense overall. So two ways to handle it. I find it's just easier if you can be close to just kind of mess with the throttles and do it that way. That is my preferred methodology. What is this saying down here? Oh, AP door closed. Just check it. So we should be looking at about 11 knot headwind with an 8 knot crosswind component for landing runway 15. We've got 11,440 feet of runway, so we've got plenty of runway for a CRJ. That's not an issue by any stretch. Oops. Oh. I wonder, okay, hang on. I go back to that and then hit that. Oh, maybe that's the key. Maybe that's the, okay, I may have discovered a hack. If we go, okay, so we go into the showcase cam, and then we use one of these views, or whatever. If we go back to showcase by hitting the insert key, and then the cockpit mode, it takes us to a weird, funny place. I don't want to go there. So if I go into showcase mode, and we go to a thing, and then we hit that same view again, and then go back. Well, no. Never mind. But that may be because I was already in a weird place. Because it weirded me out. Let me try this again. Insert. Go here. We go back that way. We go delete. There we go. Yeah. So once it goes funky, there's really nothing you can do but go outside and come back in. But you can prevent that, it seems. It's so clunky. The view system in Microsoft Flight Simulator, they have some great options, but it's clunky and it doesn't work the way it should. Excuse me. It's just weird. Alright, passing 23,000. We got 47 miles to Ikexi. I don't know how to say that. To IK execute. See, the ILS is 1095, 150 is the course heading, and I think if we come in here to the radio, it should tune this automatically. So we'll kind of just keep an eye on that. The next flight will be Bangor back to LaGuardia, and I don't remember where we're going after that. Alright, we're getting ready past transition, and I think that was 3016, is that right? Yes. Alright, there it is, so let's go set our baro, 3016. Alright, that's set. Again, keep an eye on our throttles there as we're getting a little bit fast. That snowflake has descended all the way down to the first bar there, so we want to slow ourselves up here a little bit. Now that we're below 18,000, we'll go ahead and get our performance number for our landing, which looks like 132 for our VREF speed. So I'm going to set all. Oh, it's an accident. Okay. According to this, yep, no ATC to speak of. Boston Center is still offline. Boston Ground is on, but that doesn't help us. So nothing to worry about there. Fuel quantity is 5515. I believe our... Let's see, what was our reserves? 36. Yeah, so we're good. We're good. Just turn itself back on. I hate when you click away from this that it does that. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Alright, we're below 15,000 feet. It's usually around now. I like to turn the seatbelt sign back on, so we're going to do that.
Please return to your seat as the seatbelt sign is now on.
Explode this out a little bit. So you see we're on a path now that's almost perpendicular, which is not a good approach angle, but again, what we're going to do is when we get closer to this, we'll aim for the final approach fix, which the altitude for that is 2100. So I don't want to go below 3 until at least we're past that point, but then we'll go to 2100 and we'll go to intercept that, and that's how we'll better intercept the ILS. And pretty early on we'll probably be able to just go visual. It's a beautiful day up here in Maine today, so I don't think we'll have any issue with just landing visually. The instruments will simply be for a backup. Ah yeah, see it's tuned our localizer there. We can see it in blue. 10950, perfect. And it looks like it's got the, yeah, right down 15. So it does that for us. That's perfect. Actually, it says course 053. That is incorrect. It should be... Well, it's not 053 because that's not lined up that way, so I don't know what that is. What is that course line? I'm trying to see if I can see it both. Whoops, nope. Can I change that? No. Nope. So, okay. Well, that line is right, so... I don't think it matters.
We have begun our final descent into Maine. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat center.
Yeah.
Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Almost turned on the emergency locator transmitter. Not good. Don't do that. Actually, we're still a little bit on the high side here. Alright, so it's turning us now. The vocalizer is going to come in here in a moment. We'll at least get the loc capture. Where's the... Alright, so we're going down at 2100. There's the runway. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bring out the boards because we're a little high and a little fast. So. Let's go flap 1. Flap 8. Gear down. Dip a little bit lower because we're still a bit high. Bangor traffic, it's Endeavour 5438 is 5 mile final runway 15 Bangor.
Sync rate.
Yeah, I know.
Sync rate.
There we go. Let's also get our reversers armed there. Okay, flaps full coming in. Spoilers are retracted. Yeah. Balloon a little bit with the flaps coming in.
Sync rate.
Yeah, shush. Don't want your negativity. We're down. I love when they clap for me. All right, so the terminal is over yonder. And I don't know how it's simulated in the sim, but there's an international terminal and right next to it is the domestic terminal. So we'll see if we can't get to the domestic, or if there's even a distinction in
Please
here.
remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us.
Alright, pull back the flaps. We'll get the landing lights off, and the strobe can come off. Bangor traffic, Endeavour 5438 is clear of runway 15, Bangor. Alright, looking at the airport diagram here. The international terminal is first, and then the domestic terminal is next to it. Let's see if we can't tell the difference. So we're going to go... You're going to stop right in front of me, dude? Come on, get out of the way. We're going to go past Alpha here and go into the apron. And the fire truck is... What is that? Is it a fire truck or a bus? That's a bus. I love how they're driving on the taxi lines. Like, shouldn't you have your own lanes for stuff like this? I feel so weird. Area. Yes, this first thing jutting out here is the international terminal, so we're going to go past that. Let's also get the APU on. Open the door here. Wait till that says it's open. Why is that not open? You're going fast. Open the door. There we go. Alright, that's international. This is domestic. Okay, no need to blind anybody. We'll go right here. He's trying to get us to go there. I don't care. Because we're going to go here. Alright, parking brake set, and we can turn those off now. Let's make sure APU's engaged. Excellent. Let's call the jetway. Let's open the door. Chuck's in place, down, open, open. Oh, it says connected already somehow. Okay. Not sure how that's happening, but apparently it is. Fair enough. Ah! You little jerk. My immersion. Alright, beacons off. Seatbelt signs off, and you can start to deboard. Alright, we have made it. Can disarm the nose wheel steering, and we'll turn off all the hydraulics. Probes can go off, window heat can go off, and boost pumps can go off. Cool. Alright, we have arrived. This guy will take 15 years to connect, because I don't know why he can't back up. Just always like that. It is what it is. Welcome to Bangor, Maine. We made it. So we'll be back in the next episode with the flight back to LaGuardia. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're enjoying the Pilot's Life flights. If you are, hit that like button and the subscribe button actually too, if you don't mind. And we'll see you on the next one. And leave in the comments if you're enjoying it or what you'd like to see different. If you'd like to see certain things during en route parts or whatever, then let me know what those would be, and I'll be happy to try to oblige you. Of course, these are all going to go up after I've recorded them all, so that'll be for season 2 of A Pilot's Life Chapter 2. But it's all good. This is I'm enjoying doing these. Hopefully you're enjoying coming along for the adventure. And again, feel free to come by and check out the live streams at twitch.tv//Mustafa. I don't know if it's forward or backslash now that I think about it. Mustafa. The link's there on the screen, links in the description as well. And generally those are Thursday, Fridays, Saturdays. Lately I've been doing a lot of Wednesdays as well because of schedule stuff, snafus that are causing other things to change, so occasionally we're doing those as well. But just watch the Discord for the weekly schedule, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for coming. Take care.